Met a girl online who seemed really sweet. She was living with her cousin and her cousin's kids after having moved to get away from an estranged father. She was working as an assistant manager at Starbucks and seemed to be doing okay for herself, not great, but also not terrible. We started dating, and after about 4 months, she mentioned that she was going to have to find a new place to live because her cousin was getting married and planning on moving out of the apartment where she lived to live with her fiancé/future husband. I was thinking the relationship was going well, so I said, "Why don't you move in with me?" I had been living on my own in a 1-bedroom apartment in Orange County, California area for about a year and a half, and yes, it is expensive to live there, but I was making ends meet. When she moved in, I didn't think about the bills increasing. I just figured that I could make it work because I had been doing so before she'd moved in, and I figured she'd contribute in her own way, plus we were having a lot of sex, and I thought, hey, this is great. Fast forward about 6 months, and my birthday is approaching. She tells me, "I'm going to treat you to dinner, wherever you'd like, let's go there." Again, knowing she's not making big bucks since she's essentially low-end management at a Starbucks, I don't want to break the bank. I suggest that we go to a nice, mid-level seafood restaurant so I can get some fish. She tells me, "You can get whatever you want on the menu, I'll pay for it." When we get to the restaurant, there's about a 45 minutes wait, so she goes into the bar and orders some drinks. I knew I was driving, so I said, "I just want a Coke." She then proceeded to get a Cosmopolitan. I didn't question it, because hey, I wasn't paying the tab, right? They call our table and she has them move the drinks to our Blaze bill, and then she asks me, "What are you getting?" I proceed to order a shrimp platter, not something expensive. In fact, it's one of the cheaper things on the menu. She then puts in an order for the surf and turf combo, which has a lobster tail with it, and is the most expensive thing on the menu. Again, I wasn't worried about the price, because I wasn't paying, it was my birthday, and she'd made a point of it. It shows up, she picks at it, and says, "Oh, this is okay, but it's not exactly what I thought it would be. Is the steak cooked too much? Lobster's not cooked? What? It's just not hitting the spot." She doesn't order anything else, but just complains about it, and I basically ignore it and dig in. When the check comes, she looks at it and goes, "Can you put it on your credit card? I don't have enough to cover the bill. I only have $75. I'll make it up to you when we get home." I was kind of shocked, because she had known how much she had, and could have budgeted with a meal, or suggested something cheaper. I'd have been happy with going to Chili's or Applebee's if she'd told me she couldn't afford the seafood restaurant. I know baristas and managers don't make a ton of money and would have been happy with a 2 for $30 meal or something. But I was in love, or what I thought was love, and she came home and we had some great sex. Well, when the bill came due, I asked for the $75 to put towards it, and she tells me, "Oh, sorry, I spent it." I get frustrated, but let it go. 2 months later, I get notification that my rent is increasing. I tell her, "Look, rent is increasing, I need you to help out a bit financially. I'll pay all of the utilities, put gas in your tank, and pay for half the rent, but I'm asking you to pay half the rent. That's it. But my money is my money. You've been making the rent for almost 3 years now without a problem, you should be able to maintain it. Besides, you're getting sex from me, that should be worth it." My brain stopped working, and my mouth took over when she said that. I said to her, "You're saying that sleeping with me is payment for the rent? You do realize that is a form of prostitution, right? You're basically calling yourself a hooker." She got mad at that point and stormed out of the apartment, spending the night at her cousin's place on the sofa. Shortly after that, she came and packed up her things, took the food in the fridge, and left. I got messages from her friends calling me all sorts of names for that incident, saying I was ungrateful, etc. Am I in the wrong here? Am I really the off for this because I let my mouth run and called her a hooker?